So, I'm back where I began. Quests I have. I have to go back to Proctor Ingram. Give her the holotape. Report to Elder Maxon. But I also need to take something back to Virgil. I promised I would take it back to him when he helped me out. That is what I'm gonna do. What was that? Where's there a walkway across there? I mean, there is a doorway here, but how do I get in? Okay, let's get back. Okay, let's go back. I hope this is the way I go back. So, apparently... aid? How do I get back? Throne room key? Oh, okay. Trying to figure out how to get back. Sorry, in time. Does it come under weapons? Do I... what? No, that's not what I wanted. How do I get back there? Oh, this could take a while. So what, is that it? There? I don't know, I might be able to, what if I can... what if I can jump to where I need to go to? Let me put my helmet on, which I'm going to need. I wonder if I can jump straight to Virgil. Can I? No, not yet. Alright, you just do your thing, I'm just going to take a quick seat, take a quick breather.
Scanning unknown identity. Clearance confirmed.
Right. Let's see if this works. Apparently you do it the same way you're going. Try going Rocky Cave.
I don't feel so good.
I should say we get out of here.
Whoa, guys! Guys, you're here! Let's get inside quick before I die. beautiful boy. How you been? Hello again. Teller, I am so glad to see you. Cudzy, Nick, how's your hand? Oh, Cudzy, you been good? I wasn't expecting you guys to actually come with. Virgil! Virgil? There you are, man.
Well, I'm glad to see the relay didn't completely vaporize you.
Nope, I survived somehow. It did, but I pulled myself together.
It did, but I pulled myself together.
I suppose you did. Now, what about the serum? Did you find it?
I found it.
Got it right here.
That's it. That's really it. All right. Let's see.
Ever tell you about the time I met Harold?
Retrovirus has matured nicely.
talking tree when
Density
I met him.
gradient is high.
It wasn't
Recombinant
always like that.
counter-intron sequences look stable. Transcriptive exon strands have formed.
What the hell aroma is that?
How are you going to test it?
How are you going to test it?
On myself, of course. That was the plan.
So-
This serum will only counteract the specific strain of FEV that I infected myself with. There's no telling what it might do to anyone else.
Hey, you got a sec?
Yeah, Nick, what's up?
You all right, Nick?
I wouldn't normally bother you with this sort of thing, but, well, I know I can trust you at this point. For as long as I can remember, I've been getting these, flashes, memories of places I've never been, things I've never seen, memories of Nicks. They're not bad, they're just,
Oh,
they're
you're
just
not
this
big.
inescapable reminder that I'm not the person I think I am, that I'm not a person at all. I'm just a machine, pretending to be human.
You were okay, Nick. You've been thinking, you've been feeling, you are more than pretending Nick. You've taken him and you've become somebody else.
You think, you feel. You're more than pretending, Nick.
Nice of you to say, but your kind don't usually have to deal with someone else's whole life, trapped inside their skulls. Don't get me wrong, I know I'm in Nick's debt. These memories, they've kept me alive. Nick was a hell of a cop. A guy with good instincts and a good heart. I always counted myself lucky they didn't load me up with some ex-con, or whatever type might volunteer to let folks tinker with their gray matter. But it's thanks to Nick that I pass for human. Why I get to live cushy in Diamond City, and every other synth is shot on sight. I know I got it good, but my entire life I owe to Nick. Everything that makes me who I am. My judgment, my speech, hell, even my name. They're his. And I can't do a damn thing about it, because without them, I'm nothing. A shell. All I want is a life where I have something I can call my own.
You have a detective agency. You have somebody who cares about you. And you've already basically there.
You've already built a life for yourself, Nick. You've got the agency, a home, friends.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. You know, I'm just gonna need some time to think on this. I appreciate you hearing me out. You're a real good friend. Thanks.
You're welcome, Nick.
Here we go.
You know, there is this chunk of Nick Valentine history I've been hoping to put a bow on for a while now.
Wait.
I could use a hand if you're willing to take a crack at it.
Be right with you. Apparently, Virgil
Virgil?
needs to speak.
That's fine. We'll talk later.
Was there
I'll be
something
back to you in a
else?
minute.
How long will it take?
I don't know. Nothing like
Godsey,
this has ever been
get out the
tried
way.
before. I'm going to rest for a while. I'm back in a few days, maybe a week, and... well, I guess we'll see. In any event, you kept your end of our bargain. Thank you.
Nick, Hey,
Hey,
Do something for you?
Nick.
Any chance you've rethought helping me close out some Nick Valentine history?
yeah. What kind of history are we talking?
What kind of history are we talking here?
Well, this one's straight out of the archives.
Those
Once
damn
upon a
vehicles.
time, in the land of Boston, there lived a king of organized crime, Eddie Winter. He was a bad man who did a lot of bad things, hurt a lot of innocent people. But he knew the end was coming, so he sealed himself inside a personal shelter, located underneath a sub shop he used as a headquarters.
Ooh, ooh. I really want to say that, but this is Nick, and I really want to help.
Eddie Winter was from my time. Real scumbag.
The story gets even more twisted. The arrogant bastard wanted to cheat death, live forever, so he could come out of that shelter someday into this brave new world. Sound familiar? Only Eddie didn't want to be a frozen banana. No cryo sleep for him, no. He invested his money in some sick, crazy radiation experiment.
He didn't use radiation on himself.
You don't mean to tell me he used that radiation to...
That's right. Eddie Winter went and turned himself into a ghoul 200 years before it was fashionable. Hell, he was probably the first one. And I'm convinced that he's still locked inside that shelter. Safe and sound. Ready to come out and begin his evil reign all over again. I'm gonna find him and kill him, so that never happens. You in?
Yeah.
I don't get it, Nick. Why kill Eddie Winter, even if he is still alive? This sounds like some kind of vendetta.
I've got memories of a girl. My girl. They're not really my memories, I know that. They're Nick's. But the girl, she was real. She was beautiful and innocent, and Winter killed her. Now he's got to pay the price. So, knowing that, are you in?
I am indeed.
All right, Nick. Let's get the bad guy.
You're a good man. Now, I know where Winter's vault is, but the door is sealed with a complex numerical code. Lucky for us, Winter's arrogance knew no bounds.
Ever tell you about
Back
the
in the
time I
day,
met
he
Harold?
recorded 10
Interesting
holotapes,
fellow.
incriminating
He was a
different
talking
criminal
tree when I met
associates.
him, but supposedly
On each
he wasn't
one,
always
he hit
like
a
that.
single number. We find all of those holotapes, we get all the numbers. We get all the numbers, we get the code. And then we get Winter. I've been putting together a file on this one for a while now. There's a pair of holotapes in here worth listening to, including one of Winter's. I managed to snatch from the Cambridge Police evidence lockup before getting swarmed by ferals. My gut tells me the Boston Police evidence terminals are the key to cracking this one. It's probably worth paying a visit to any of the departments you might have stumbled across.
Okay. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to book it back to the Red Rocket and drop a whole load of crap.
Protect and serve.
You keep doing that. Ah!
I don't feel so
Ah, boys. We're back home. Home sweet home. Just the way I left her. Hello, Mr. Tidy. Any visitors whilst we've been gone? I hope not. Oh, there's a couple. Right, the boys. We are one. Possibly going to look for. Shall we do Eddie Winter first before? I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to go back to. Let us see what. Do I actually have any vertebra grenades at all? I do. Nice. How do I actually don't want those synth relay ones, so I'm going to drop them off. Yep. Right. Let's go to the Brotherhood of Steel. We're going back. What we're doing, I don't know. Grenades. Yes. Right. No, I'm only requesting one. It's still running. It's been running for the past 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. Proctor! Proctor! Oh, it looks like a... Whoa. I blew this thing apart. That's never going to be used again. Good evening.
The Gridwin is a magnificent ship. We're lucky to have her in our arsenal.
Yep. There you are, Proctor. Trying to keep dry. Oh. Really doesn't like you, does it?
Here's your holotape, Proctor. Hope the data on that thing was worth it.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece. Wasn't sure what the interceptor would do to you.
It was fine.
You didn't expect me to survive the trip?
A device like the signal interceptor is way out of my league. I was hoping you'd make it, but I find it tough to have faith in technology I don't understand. Speaking of technology I don't understand, I'll get this holotape to Proctor Quinlan. I'm dying to find out what's on it.
Please don't die. I'll have to have Nick bring you back from the dead. I hope so.
Hopefully it'll reveal a weakness in their defenses.
That would be the best case scenario. Before we jump to conclusions, let's see what Quinlan's scribes can get off of it. I'm sure the Institute has all of their data heavily encrypted, so it's gonna take some time to crack. After that, we'll have to see what we've got. There's no telling what we might have grabbed off their mainframe. In the meantime, your mission to recruit Dr. Lee still needs to be completed. I believe Elder Maxon gave you all of the details?
You know, in the
Good luck,
back
Knight.
when times, there
Thank
used
you.
to be these great big animals called
done.
hippos. They had long trunks. People hunted them for their ivory tusks.
Yes, storyteller. I've missed your stories, I really have. Ooh.
Trust me, friend. Neither me nor the machine wins out in that transaction.
Hey, who said that? Was that you? Nick, attack this person, please. Just don't nap up our allegiance with it. Nobody fall off this time. Elder!
By Elder Maxon's orders,
Yeah, whatever. Elder Maxon, I've completed my
I
mission.
received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us. How cooperative do you think she'll be?
Will she be harmed if she doesn't cooperate?
Absolutely not.
Good.
We have big plans for Dr. Lee, including the resurrection of one of her greatest creations. The last thing we'd want to do is kill the Golden Goose. As soon as Dr. Lee arrives, we'll interrogate her aboard the Prydwen. She's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade, and we can't afford to take any chances. Now, on to other matters.
Okay.
Thanks to the success of your reconnaissance efforts, it's time to advance our operations to the next phase. I want you to report to Proctor Ingram at the airport. She has a special project that requires your immediate attention. Once again, Knight, you don't fail to impress. Dismissed.
Anything to destroy the Institute. Alright.
I bet you're eager to get your hands dirty on our new project.
Yeah.
How much has Maxon told you about it?
Not much. Apparently, the time-space continuum still can't apparently keep up. Well, the secrecy though.
Why all the secrecy?
We're pouring every resource we have into this thing. We can't risk tipping off the Institute. For now, the fewer people that know about it, the better. Come on, it's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry on the tarmac. Maxon
I
and
ain't been here
Kell's
for a
have been
while.
looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the
Oh,
Institute.
can I finally get in
Now,
here?
the Prydwen might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting.
You can
That's where our
afford me.
new project comes in.
Do you need Nick to help you with that?
This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Unfortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. We spent the better part of the last few years piecing them back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded.
Nah.
In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational, we're going to need your help.
Okay. Okay.
My help? I don't know a thing about robot repair.
Why don't
Does
we
he?
leave the repairing to my scribes? You're going to be doing the legwork. Now,
Of
the
course.
good news is that we've got most of Prime's parts fully assembled. The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding to get them working again. The first problem is his CPU. It's fragile. And every time we try to feed power to it, it blows itself out.
I didn't know robots could breathe. Why is the power blowing out his CPU?
Why is the power blowing out his CPU?
Liberty Prime is a highly complex power system. A good deal of that system was damaged when he exploded. So I'm working in the dark, trying to come up with parts on my own. Luckily, you were able to convince Dr. Madison Lee to return to the Brotherhood. She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime a little over a decade ago. I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on Prime for some reason. If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power system, we can get the big guy moving.
Oh, so you wanted to go... Really? We can do some stuff quickly, not stop. No, can't get out that door. Hmm. This is all big stuff, right? No. No.
Set up. You might want to leave the gate.
Oh. Oh, what? Okay. This way apparently. one, or is she down here? A bad feeling she's back on the breadwinner. I couldn't use something up there in the first place.
Attention! Ferrum Squad, report to debriefing. Ferrum Squad to the debriefing.
You're on Edna again. Get off, Teller. I've missed you guys, but I haven't at the same time. There you go,
Quinlan?
Doctor.
Never expected Dr. Lee would return to the Brotherhood. But you're not here to discuss history, are you? Are the documents you wanted to turn in? Or were you here to help with a research patrol?
Found some technical documents.
I found some technical documents for you.
These will prove interesting.
I keep
I'll
forgetting to take my
file them
helmet off.
immediately. Here are the caps that I promised. Remember, the Commonwealth is an almost unlimited source for these technical documents. Check every building you explore during your patrols very carefully, and you might be pleasantly surprised at what you find.
But I do my best.
What did you want?
That's freaky.
Can't
That
talk
scribe
right now.
really needs to get
Gotta clean
dressed.
the Mylar scat off my boots.
My power armor.
The Commonwealth's a dangerous place. Make sure you
Dr.
gear
Lee.
up before you head out.
Excuse
if
me,
you're here
Dr.
to
Lee.
talk me into working on Liberty Prime, you can forget it.
Oh, come on.
What changed your mind?
Nothing changed my mind. I promised you I'd return to the Brotherhood, and I've kept my end of the bargain.
You promised you'd help us.
You promised you'd help us.
You're right, I did. But you neglected to mention that I'd be asked to work on Liberty Prime.
I didn't know
I've
anything
been
about
down
it.
this road with the Brotherhood before. Why would I make the same mistake twice?
If not for the Brotherhood, do it for Dr. Virgil.
You must know what goes on here isn't right.
What they did to Dr. Virgil was cruel. It was wrong. How could I be so blind? You really know how to push my buttons, don't you? Tell Proctor Ingram to get her scribes ready. It's going to take a hell of a lot of work to get Liberty Prime back online, but we'll get it done.
I didn't think that would work. Can I, oh, come on, really? I still I really want to take that. Give me the currency back. Nope, nope, I'm not here for that. Touche, Paladin.
Charging into a situation guns blazing is a good way to get yourself killed.
I don't try to, it happens by itself.
If you need it, shelter and supplies at the police station in Cambridge.
Thank you. Right. Please tell me there's going to be the last time I run around. Whoa. Hello. Proctor? Oh, there you are. So this is Liberty Prime. Proctor.
Proctor Ingram?
Wow, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some
How'd he get
significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power flowing into his CPU core without overloading. If your people stay out of my way, that is.
Charming, isn't she?
Yes. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that, Ingram.
Don't worry about it. We might be butting heads on a few issues, but I've dealt with worse. Besides, Dr. Lee's worth all the aggravation. We're working with one of Prime's original designers. I don't see it getting any better than that. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building his electromagnetic actuators.
Me?
Never heard of those.
I'd be surprised if you had.
Uh-huh.
The actuators are what allows Liberty Prime's arms and legs to move. Prime's new limbs are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic pistons he had in the past. We're gonna have to rip those out, construct a brand new system using electromagnets, and install them in his limbs. What we need you to do is build the actuators for us.
Now that you know what the actuators are, you need to know how to make them. These are the plans and the materials list. Don't lose them.
Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that we have plenty of the raw materials on that list right here at the airport.
Good.
The only thing we need you to head out and find is a high-powered magnet. According to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one is in any of the ruined hospitals around the Commonwealth. We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered magnets you'll need. They should be back by the time you return.
Once you start building the actuators, we need one for each limb, so you'll need to make a total of 4. Good luck.
Nick, get out of there. I thought I saw a high-powered magnet in here. I thought there's one there. Now, where did I see another one? I thought I saw one there. It's amazing what you find when you're just wandering around. Yeah, you guys didn't look very hard, did you?
Another day, another dollar.
Maybe there's one on the other side of this wall. Do I have one?
Lancer Captain Kells is one of the finest officers I've ever had the pleasure of serving.
Okay, I can't hear you. I'm running away. Do I have one in there? Oh, maybe not. How many did I say I needed? Alright, I need to... Oh. Okay, let's... I think I'm going to have to make something.
The Institute and their technological abominations need to be stopped at any cost.
You said about high-powered magnets, so I've got enough. Well, I hope I have anyway. Okay. We've got everything, really. What? How do I reach Prime then? What? Wait, oh, I'm confused now.
I prefer laser weapons myself. It's a cleaner shot and leaves that memorable ozone smell behind.
Okay, a bit confused now. So, do I just... 2, 3... Oh. So I built them. So what do I just... Apparently now I'll go back and speak to the good proctor. Okay.
Can you believe synths are replacing humans with exact duplicates?
Ingram?
That's all 4
Time
actuators.
displacement again.
Delivered and done.
Things
Nice
just
work.
can't seem to keep
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact,
Okay.
it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those actuators in place, we'll have his arms and legs installed in no time. Which brings me to your next assignment.
Another
It won't
one?
be long before Prime can walk and talk, but he's missing one last important element. His nukes. Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating at peak capacity.
Okay.
What's Prime armed with?
Prime has 2 weapon systems, his eye laser and his nuke pack. The eye laser can target a hostile from hundreds of yards out and take it down with pinpoint accuracy. His nukes are modified Mark 28 nuclear bombs. They used to drop the things from bombers during the war. Just one of the nukes is equivalent to about 3 or 4 Fat Man shells. Basically, whatever it hits isn't getting up again. His eye laser is almost ready to go, but without nukes to load into his pack, he's fighting at less than half his capability.
Okay.
Shouldn't be a problem. Just tell me where they are.
I wish I could. Prime's bomb pack is fitted for Mark 28 nuclear bombs, the same type of bombs that were dropped from aircraft during the Great War. The Commonwealth was a major staging area for the military's Air Force, so we assumed we wouldn't have trouble finding them. But since we arrived, our scouting teams haven't located a single bomb.
That's going to be a problem. Without a fully loaded nuke pack, Prime won't have the firepower to take on the Institute.
Can I build the nukes like I built the actuators?
I could build you 1,000 nuke casings, right now, but we've got nothing to put inside them. The Mark 28s have a specialized nuclear payload that requires the correct balance of fissile materials in order for them to detonate properly. In other words, I'd love to mix you a cocktail, but I'm all out of liquor. But before you give up hope, there's actually a silver lining here. Proctor Quinlan has located some records regarding a military installation, which was used as a nuclear weapons storage facility. We're fairly certain this included a stockpile of the Mark 28s. The catch is that the installation is located somewhere within the glowing sea.
Oh, the glowing sea. You're fairly certain.
Oh no, not again.
Yep. We better stock back up on the anti-radiation gear. Scribe Halen's established a communications point on the frontier of the glowing sea. I suggest you head out there first and establish a signal protocol with her so that the nukes can be airlifted out once you've located them. Hopefully, by the time you've returned, we'll be ready to wake Prime up and you can say hello. Good luck, Knight.
Thanks. We're going back to the glowing sea. I thought we'd finished out that way.
Rearming Prime with nukes should get him back to full fighting potential.
That's a tough-looking dog. I bet he's handy in a fight.
Do you want to find out? Because if you do, attack him. Can't believe we're going back there again. Alright, let's go back to Red Rocket. Oh, you picked up your actuators then? Back to Red Rocket we go. It's gonna take forever. Right. This calls for one thing. Where's my button? Oh.
They say history is written by the victor.
Yeah, and that
I like to
elevator
think
was almost
history
a
is
victory.
written by the person who writes it.
Ah, hello. Was there a big gap here? This, oh my goodness, town. Alright then.
I always wondered what
Don't you
you'd look
hate it
like
when
as
people
a
see you in
robot.
power armor and immediately
Not too
think,
shabby.
hey, that guy must be with the Brotherhood of Steel?
Yep.
No, maybe I just like power armor.
They're just like power armor. Right, let's just try this vertibird thing again. do you mean? Ah, it's not going to come, is it? Let's make a move. All of us.